Got what?
You need to step out of the vehicle.
Step out for what?
So there's a firearm in this vehicle. You're already speeding. You don't have anything on you. I'm separating you from the firearm.
Yeah.
All right. Are you going to get out of the car or not?
Tell me why.
I already told you why. He was caught doing 70 in a 45. He was instructed to step out of the vehicle because there was a firearm on the dashboard, and we wanted to separate him from that. And he refused.
He expresses his fear for safety.
Tiny and T.I.'s son King got arrested on possession charge dressed like Pikachu. 50 Cent is about to go crazy with it.
Y'all, this wasn't supposed to go like this. What started as a simple late-night traffic stop turned into a full-blown viral meltdown that exposed everything. The image, the attitude, the reality. King Harris, son of T.I. and Tiny Harris, pulled over in the middle of the night, allegedly speeding way over the limit. But that wasn't the real story, because when officers approached the vehicle, they reportedly saw a firearm sitting in plain sight, substances inside the car, and King himself, dressed in a Pikachu onesie. Yeah, you heard that right. From that moment on, everything spiraled, refusing to step out, arguing with police, ignoring warnings that would have ended this with nothing more than a ticket. Until suddenly, it wasn't a warning anymore, it was an arrest. And what they allegedly found next. That's when this situation crossed into something much bigger, something that couldn't be brushed off or cleaned up. But here's where it gets even uglier. Because the internet didn't hold back. And then 50 Cent entered the conversation. What followed wasn't just reaction, it was a full-on public clowning, memes, commentary, a moment that turned into a spectacle overnight. Now the question isn't just about what happened that night, it's about what happens next. Because this isn't just an arrest story anymore. This is image versus reality, and the fallout, it's only getting started.
Never had a police tell me to step out the car to ask simple questions.
Well, there's a firearm within like 2 feet of both of our faces. Yeah, I'm gonna have you step out of the car.
It's in front of you.
It begins with a routine stop that should have ended in minutes. A quiet road, late night, minimal traffic. Then a vehicle moves too fast through a 45 zone, clocked at 70. Blue lights flash. The driver pulls over. Behind the wheel is King Harris, known for a public image built on confidence, bravado, and online confrontations. What happens next doesn't match that image. An officer approaches the driver's side. The first detail stands out immediately. A firearm, positioned in clear view on the dashboard within reach. The second detail is harder to process. King is wearing a Pikachu onesie, a surreal contrast, a serious situation, framed in something that looks almost unreal. The officer gives a standard command, step out of the vehicle. It should have ended there, but it doesn't. King questions the order. He asks why. The officer explains, there's a weapon in the car and protocol requires separation from it. The reasoning is clear. The law supports it. The command is repeated. Still, no movement. The exchange tightens. Tone shifts. What began as routine becomes resistance. The officer cites legal authority. A warning follows. Failure to comply will lead to arrest for obstruction. The outcome is now avoidable, but only for a moment. King continues to argue. He delays. He stays inside the vehicle. Time stretches. The situation escalates. A phone call is made. First to a lawyer. The advice is direct. Step out of the car, follow instructions, de-escalate, but the timing is off. The decision comes too late. The officer makes it official. King is under arrest. What could have been a citation is now a charge. He's removed from the vehicle. The scene changes. Control shifts fully to law enforcement. The vehicle is searched. What officers reportedly find turns a tense stop into a serious case. A Schedule II controlled substance. A THC vape pen. The firearm already visible at the start. Each item adds weight. Each detail compounds the situation. This is no longer about speeding, it's about possession, obstruction, compliance that never came. Meanwhile, outside the immediate scene, another layer begins forming, one that unfolds faster than any legal process.
Hey, good evening. My name is Officer Lopez of the Connecticut Police Department. Please don't pull me over if you're doing over 70 miles an hour in a 45. You didn't know? I got your driver's license on you? Alright, are you the registered owner of the vehicle? Okay. Do you have a photo or anything like that of your driver?
Within hours, clips, descriptions, and reactions begin circulating. The details are too unusual to ignore. The contrast is too sharp to miss. A firearm, drugs, a high-speed stop, and a costume that turns the entire moment into something people can't stop talking about. The narrative spreads before the full story settles. Then another variable enters. 50 Cent, someone who has already had public tension with King, reacts. Not through statements or formal responses, but through tone, timing, and amplification. What follows isn't a discussion, it's a shift. The incident stops being just a legal situation. It becomes content, commentary, a public moment dissected in real time, the kind that doesn't fade quickly, because the internet doesn't just observe, it decides, and right now, it's watching closely. As more details surface, another question starts forming beneath everything else. This isn't the first incident connected to King. It fits into a pattern that people are already recognizing. Previous arrests, prior controversies, moments that raised concerns before. Now they're being revisited, reframed, stacked against what just happened. At the center of it all is a single turning point, the moment he was asked to step out of the car. A decision that lasted seconds, a consequence that may last much longer, and as the noise grows louder, one thing becomes clear. This isn't just about what happened on that road, it's about what it reveals.
So, do you mind stepping out and we're going to talk right here real quick, back here?
Got what?
You need to step out of the vehicle.
Step out for what?
So there's a firearm in this vehicle. You're already speeding. You don't have anything on you. I'm separating you from the firearm.
Yeah.
All right. Are you going to get out of the car or not?
Tell me why.
I already told you why. Pennsylvania versus Mims. Are you getting out or not? Supreme Court case law. Are you getting out or not?
I don't know what it is.
All right. You need to get out of the car.
You're not telling me
If you do
why.
not get out of the car, you'll be arrested for obstruction.
You're going to arrest me for obstruction?
Yes, if you do not get out of the car.
I don't know why. I don't feel
All right. If you do not get out of the car, you'll be arrested for obstruction.
I don't feel safe.
If you do not get out of the car, you'll be arrested for
You're not
obstruction.
telling me a valid reason why.
By the time the vehicle search is complete, the situation has already crossed a line that can't be undone. The initial stop, speeding, a visible weapon, a refusal to comply, has now been documented, processed, and logged. What remains is the aftermath, and that's where the real damage begins. Inside the system, the charges take shape with precision: felony possession tied to a controlled substance, obstruction for failing to follow lawful orders, traffic violations that, on their own, would have been minor. Together they form a record that carries weight. Outside the system, the story takes on a different life. Within hours, the incident is no longer confined to a roadside report. It becomes a narrative. Repeated, clipped, reframed. Details spread faster than context. The image locks in: a late-night stop, a gun in plain view, substances in the car, and a driver in a costume that turns a serious moment into something people can't look away from. That contrast fuels everything. It's not just what happened, it's how it looks. And then the conversation widens. When T.I. arrives at the scene, the dynamic shifts again. A father stepping in, a public figure trying to steady a situation already spiraling. Requests are made, questions are asked about resolving it on site. The response from officers is firm. Procedure has taken over. There's no reversal here. That moment, captured, discussed, replayed, adds another layer. Not just a son in trouble, but a family name pulled into the center of it. Soon after, attention turns to Tiny Harris as well. Not because she was present, but because public narratives rarely stay contained. They expand. They connect dots. Whether accurate or not, they assign responsibility. They speculate about influence, upbringing, and accountability. The discussion stops being about a single night. It becomes about a pattern.
Okay.
All right. So
All right. So at this time, you are under arrest. You are not free to leave. You are under arrest.
I'm not under arrest.
You are under arrest. I'm informing you that you are under arrest.
I'm under arrest for what? Hold on, my lawyer calling. Hey, so a police officer is right here telling me I have to step out my car, and I'm telling him I don't want to step out my car. He's telling me to step out the car to have a
I've already told you you're under arrest. You're under arrest at this point.
And he's trying to tell me since I didn't want to step out the car, I'm under arrest, bro. I'm under arrest.
But you are under arrest at this point. All right? So you need to get out of your car right now.
From previous years resurface: a DUI arrest, another incident involving law enforcement, each one revisited, placed next to the current case, building a timeline that viewers interpret as repetition rather than coincidence. And once that frame is set, it's difficult to break. At the same time, the online reaction intensifies. Memes evolve into commentary. Commentary turns into judgment. The incident is no longer neutral. It's categorized, labeled, and circulated as proof of something larger. This is where perception hardens, because in the public space, timing matters, and this incident doesn't exist in isolation. It lands in the middle of an already active tension with 50 Cent, a figure known for turning moments into narratives that spread quickly. His response doesn't introduce new facts. It amplifies what's already there: a reaction, a post, a tone that frames the situation not as an isolated mistake, but as something inevitable. That framing matters. It influences how the story is received, how it's shared, and how long it lasts. Now, the incident operates on two tracks. In one, it moves through legal channels, evidence, charges, court timelines, outcomes that will be decided away from cameras. In the other, it accelerates through public opinion, instant, irreversible, and often louder. Between those two tracks sits a single question that keeps resurfacing. Was this avoidable? The answer traces back to the same moment highlighted before, a direct instruction, a clear option to comply, a window where the outcome could have remained minor. That window closed. What replaced it is a chain reaction, one decision leading to another, each narrowing the path forward. Now, the focus shifts again. Not to what happened, but to what follows. Legal consequences will take time. Public perception won't wait, because once a moment like this becomes part of a larger story, it doesn't fade quietly. It stays.
So this make y'all feel tough.
Not the slightest. Oh, this is giving me some paperwork.
All right, well,
Good, if you was getting up front.
file paperwork. You want me to get out my car to talk to me about what? There's nothing to talk about.
This is not your car. You're absolutely flying down the road at 70 miles an hour in a 45.
Never had a police
Also,
tell me to step out the
separate-
car to ask simple questions.
Well, there's
Ever.
a firearm within like 2 feet of both of our faces. Yeah, I'm gonna have
It's
you
in
step out
front
of the
of
car.
you. It's in front of you.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Not just that, you have an open THC container.
The story doesn't slow down after the arrest, it accelerates. Because once an incident like this leaves the roadside and enters the public domain, control shifts, not to the people involved, but to perception. And perception is unforgiving. In the days that follow, the narrative hardens. Clips are shortened, details are sharpened, context is stripped down to moments that hit the hardest, a command to step out, a refusal, a visible weapon, a search that changes everything. Each piece repeats, but never the same way. It becomes a loop, refined with every repost. At the center of that loop is King Harris, not just as a person, but as an image under pressure. The version seen online, confident, confrontational, unbothered, now collides with footage that suggests hesitation, resistance, and miscalculation. That collision is what holds attention.
Arrest for obstruction.
Okay.
As well as a variety of other traffic charges.
Right.
Yeah, he was caught doing 70 in a 45. He was instructed to step out of the vehicle because there was a firearm on the dashboard, and we wanted to separate him from that, and he refused.
Did he express his fear for safety?
We got to be safe too. He's right there with John, right?
Understood.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. Well, so there's absolutely no way to resolve this.
No, he was told multiple times that he needed to get out of the vehicle. He was even told that, according to Supreme Court case law, he is required to exit a vehicle when he is requested to do so by a law enforcement officer. Pennsylvania versus Mims, he stated that, he doesn't have to, he doesn't want to. He was informed that he was under arrest at this time. He's still continuing to refuse to exit the vehicle. And it wasn't until his lawyer called him back and said, "You need to get out of the car right now." He got out of the car.
Because it forces a comparison people can't ignore. What's said versus what's shown. And once that comparison is made, the conversation changes direction. It's no longer about a single decision, it's about credibility. At the same time, the reaction cycle intensifies. Commentary moves beyond immediate events and into interpretation. Some call it a lapse in judgment. Others describe it as a predictable outcome. The tone varies, but the focus stays fixed. Then comes the amplification. 50 Cent doesn't need to explain the situation. He doesn't need to add details. His presence alone reframes it. A reaction, placed at the right moment, redirects attention and extends the lifespan of the story. It turns observation into spectacle. And once that happens, the incident is no longer just discussed. It's performed, reshared, and repackaged. Meanwhile, questions around family and influence don't disappear. They evolve. With T.I. and Tiny Harris connected to the narrative, the focus widens again, not on actions that night, but on everything that came before it. Upbringing, environment, access, expectations. Each one becomes part of the analysis, but analysis isn't resolution, because beneath all of it, there's a quieter layer that rarely gets the same attention. The legal reality still unfolding. Charges don't resolve in real time. Outcomes aren't decided by commentary. They move through a separate process, slower and more precise. And while that process continues, the public version of the story keeps evolving without it. That gap creates tension. What's known versus what's assumed. What's proven versus what's repeated. Inside that tension, another pattern becomes visible. This isn't just about one incident being replayed. It's about a sequence of moments being linked together, past and present forming a single narrative line. Previous cases aren't just remembered. They're used to predict what comes next. That prediction becomes part of the story itself, and that's where the weight builds. Because once a narrative starts to feel inevitable, every new detail reinforces it. The space for correction shrinks. The margin for change narrows. All of it leads back back to a single point, one decision made in seconds that continues to expand in consequence. Not stepping out of the car, not ending the situation early, not recognizing how quickly control can shift. Now the story stands in a different place, no longer unfolding in real time, but settling into something more permanent. A reference point, a moment that will be brought up again, whenever a similar situation appears, whenever a discussion about judgment or image resurfaces. Because stories like this don't disappear, they attach. And as this one settles, it leaves behind a question that hasn't been answered yet, not about what already happened, but about what happens when the next moment arrives. This isn't just another headline that fades by morning. It's a moment that sticks, loops, and follows every move from here on out. What played out on that road didn't end with an arrest. It triggered a chain reaction that's still building. The footage, the details, the reactions, they've already been locked into the internet's memory, and that memory doesn't forget. Now everything shifts to what comes next. Not the image, not the captions, the reality. Because once a situation crosses into legal territory, there's no editing it down, no spinning it into something cleaner. Every decision from this point forward carries weight. Every move either tightens the narrative or breaks it. And the pressure isn't just external, it's internal. Expectations, reputation, history all colliding at once. The same audience that watched this unfold is now watching for what happens after. Not just statements, but actions. Not just reactions, but change. Meanwhile, the conversation hasn't slowed. It's growing louder, sharper, more defined. Opinions are forming fast, and once they set, they're hard to move. This isn't just about one night anymore. It's about a pattern people think they see, a direction they believe is already decided, but nothing is final yet, because the next move matters more than anything that's already happened. So the real question is simple, and it's not going away. Does this become another chapter in the same story, or the moment everything turns? If you've been watching this unfold, you already know this isn't over. Stay locked in, because what happens next could change everything.